How you get closer to love? How you eliminate all your sadness when you opening up? How you make excuses for billionaires you broken up? But sunny niggas around me rolling up and smoking me up. Because my rainforest cries. Everybody dies a little. And I just wanna dance tonight. And I just wanna dance tonight. Yeah, he my little baby Medusa, tipping the juice up. I go back and forth in a Uber, travel for 2 months. I'm the emptiest hallelujah. Open my chest up, it's a rabbit inside my hat. Angel all dressed up, looking to bless up at the milk and the honey gas. I make money for money's sake. I've been writing 100 days. Took the wretched out the earth and called it baby for none. I know my shoulder blades are shattered wings to carry me home. I said, baby, come on. You know this flesh is only temporary, brittle as bone. Why don't you empty out your love for me, then chisel the stone? These are 10 black commandments, a property loan. Cause every blade of grass on earth we don't actually own. I am the I am, says Sam, am I? The universe bleeds infinity. You got one life. Yeah, how you get closer to love? How you eliminate all your sadness when you opening up? How you make excuses for billionaires you broken up? But sunny niggas around me rolling up and smoking me up. Because my rainforest cries. Everybody dies a little. Everybody dies a little. I just wanna dance tonight. I just wanna dance tonight. If you think you love me, then bury me when the sun up. Faded with the homie, he purling another blunt up. Talking to Muhammad like niggas don't really trust us. Dying on stolen land for $1 like that ain't fucked up. It's fuck they money. I'ma say it every song until the revolution coming. All the feds start running. Fuck a Goodwill Hunting. This is brand new murder. Revolutionary suicide. The clothes occur and you ain't seen death. I can hear the.
What's good, my beautiful baby cats? It's your girl Key, your favorite psychic on the tube, and we're back with another Strictly production. Somebody here really just I don't know if you guys hear the background noise. I apologize in advance. I think they're doing it outside and we're outdoors today, but you know, it's just the vibes. I'll try to mute it in the background. But anyway, I don't know if you guys recently just watched Infinite Codes, like Ghostface son. And I was getting Bati Boy, Sweet Face Killer, that's the other beat, but it's even that, like, the vibes, like, Infinite Code vibes. So some of you guys, you could identify with, maybe you was just owned by your father figure at some point, but I feel like that you're a manifestation of his wildest dreams. He wish he could be as liberated as you. You understand what I'm saying? So obviously, as you guys can see about today's title, we're talking about your ancestral karma. In today's extended, we're going to get into like the generational curses that you'll break in this lifetime. But here we're going to be talking about like your life lesson. Like, what did you inherit? Like, this is what you meant to learn. This is what you have to free up. It's almost like a generational curse, like precursor, but it's more so like, for instance, like when I think ancestral karma, it's like when Abraham was promised about his future lineages. Like, you know, David was promised that, you know, part of his house or part of his bloodline would consist of Christ. Like, that was a promise. It's like ancestral karma. That's what I'm thinking about. And more in the extended, we're going to be talking about like generational karma in a sense to like, what generational curses are you going to be breaking this lifetime? How to break them? What was your, you know, I guess your homework for this life, if that makes sense, right? So without further ado, we're just going to dive straight into your reading. The Knight of Swords came out for you guys to select this pile. And this represents that you come from like warriors. I'm not even going to hold you. I also feel like you come from like a pack of people who were very fearless. Some of you guys come from like cowboys. You probably have like a native like blood in your body, like, you know what I'm saying, or like warrior spirits. Like, you don't come from weak people. You come from like, for instance, this would be like if you all do have African heritage, you got African heritage where it's not colonized where you are. Like, for instance, I'm primarily Ethiopian and Cherokee. I got some Mexican heritage, but I have like primarily Ethiopian genes and Cherokee all in my blood. So this tracks for me, for instance. But some of you guys, you can identify with that. It doesn't have to be Cherokee persistent. Like, specifically, it just happens to be I'm from Texas, and a lot of us are Cherokee. But I say that all to say, for a lot of you guys, I feel like that you have ancestry down south as well. Specifically, like Texas, Mexico, California. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you have literal cowboys, cowgirls, like, in your family. Like, your bloodline, you know? You might not know this, but that's the type of people you come from. You come from people who got it, like, how they live, like hunters. hunters and like I said, warriors, people who also, I'm getting like a spirit casting out. So you could have the gift of sight in this lifetime. You could be the type of person where you literally can command something to leave or command something to rise or to just be in its stead. You know, you also come from like, I want to say speakers, like prophets of some sort, people who could prophesy and say this is what's gonna happen and it take place. You know, you come from like, you could have experienced this in your family. Like, damn, mama said that it was something like she had a bad feeling before I went out to this party, and why the fuck, you know, something like that could be significant. It's like, well, damn, grandma did say she got a bad feeling about that person, and tell me why I felt like, oh, they did say I wasn't gonna be safe if I went in that route. I didn't want to listen, but damn, they was right. You come from people who just. And that's the thing too, probably why you don't fuck with certain family members, because like the power of the tongue, like y'all can speak things into existence. That's the type of individuals you come from. I also feel like you come from people that are firm believers in Christ. You understand what I'm saying? Now you're gonna hold you. I feel like that you come from people that are, you know, in regards to their background, they've come to learn and accept like who Christ is, and they don't play about it. You know, very specific for this pile, because I think for the other piles, I was picking up on like a different energy. But for this pile, is picking up on like, these are my Christ consciousness people. You understand what I'm saying? I also feel like that you're somebody that comes from a line of people that may have even had a role to play in spreading the gospel, or like literally prophesizing about specifically the end times. I feel like you also come from a bloodline of people where people were sent places when shit needed to be done, like to get rid of stuff. Like they weren't, I ain't never scared. So you could have this type of energy about you where your life in itself, you could have really been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Knight of Swords, makes you feel like you come from people where it's like, you might not have gotten much sympathy from your family, because I feel like everybody got a bad sad stop story. Everybody got like a, you know, like, I got my heart broke before I knew how it feels for that bitch to thrive type of vibe. Like, everybody kind of had like a struggle origin story in your family, not gonna hold you. But it's like a story of triumph. That's what your family is known for. Not struggle, but victory. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that in itself, ain't that a gospel song? I got the victory. I got the sweet, sweet victory in Jesus. Yes, I do. Yeah, that's what it's getting. He died and he rose on the third day. That's why I have true victory every day. Period, fool. Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I feel like you've also been come from a lot of people that have been casting out wishes and like, you know, like with the power of the tongue, like through prayer. Like you war in spirit, and I feel like you're the type of person where it's kind of giving me like the Trojan horse vibes as well with this card, the Knight of Swords. I feel like that your value, like your family's value, like they could have been hidden in plain sight, but very powerful. So I would be surprised if you could have some like hoodoo influences in your family as well, where it's like people learn to conceal their practices through Christ, but they also learn Christ, if that makes sense. Like you come from people who have a very unique relationship with God. You know, whether they do it intentionally or not, a lot of the people from your bloodline, they always knew who Christ was. They always followed Christ. Always was a believer in Christ, but their practice may have always been different and unique to them. It's not given cookie cutter for them, like the most part. Some people are by the book, and you probably have people in your family that are like that. Y'all probably different denominations of Christian. So you'll have like your Baptist, Catholic, Jehovah's Witness, Pentecostal type. You understand what I'm saying? Like all within your family. But one thing y'all can all agree on is the blood. I know it was the blood. You understand what I'm saying? The Knight of Swords makes you feel like that you also come from like people that I want to say were very assertive and aggressive. I don't think that that's probably something that you struggle with when you're around people, because you probably want words that you just don't have the capacity to give, and you probably get compared to people in your family on both sides. Like, how y'all? Everybody say I act like somebody. I can't act like everybody. So which one is it? But I feel like that you are an embodiment of like that witty tongue. You know, like this would be like, did you know what they just showed me? They're showing me how Jacob wrestled an angel. He was like, I'm not letting you go see you, bless me. And that's in Genesis. So your people have been here for a long time. That's why I was getting indigenous. It might not be Native American. It's just your people are literally indigenous to whatever land they in. even if you do have African blood where maybe you come from like a people that were colonized, I feel like they didn't take that shit easy. Or your family, they might have rejected it. So even if like you come from a space like in America, a lot of people have been colonized, but your family learned how to turn everything on its head. Your family learned how like to practice in private. Your family learned how to like, how do I say this? It's like we war in spirit, not the flesh. We don't need all the extra materials and shit because we know the power of the tongue and we know what the Holy Spirit is. Like your people can actually go in trench. Like that's the thing. Like that's what type of people you come from. You come from people that really, really like that. You know, and it's also even like you might come from a family where y'all anoint each other with oil. You know what I'm saying? Y'all anoint the doors, y'all pray over everything, and y'all probably superstitious. You understand what I'm saying? Like the people that you come from, what I was kind of picking up on before I kind of got off track, it's more so like these individuals, regardless of whether or not you're from a even if the masses is one way, you guys made a difference. So if you guys, for instance, like are very like progressive people, I wasn't passive in watching other people get mistreated, and that could be the type of person you are in your life. Like you can see this, I can sound like I'm describing you, but that's just it's in your blood. Like you can't be a stand-byer of a kid being abused. You can't. You'll be the person to say something. Like your people, your bloodline, y'all people in the spirit, they know your body. Like you always had that worried spirit. You also come from a bloodline of people who know how to protect themselves. They keep talking about like for specifically from witchcraft and like other people, and it's not to down anybody else's spiritual practices. That's not what I'm here to do. But I just feel like that you to be the person they fuck themselves up trying to touch. Put it that way. It's like you come from people where it's like, nah, high rank with the Knight of Swords. Like you also like come from very high ranking angels, and I feel like that the angels that cover you in your bloodline, they top of the line, top notch. You get the most, not the lesser. That's what it's giving. It's also with this, it's like the people that you passed out. I just talked about them being warriors and shit. People being not about to visit your ancestors. Man. Some people be like, my ancestors do this, and they whole time, they people, they was weak as hell in real life. In real life, weak as fuck. Nah, you got some cuckoo puffs in your family. No shame. You understand what I'm saying? You got real life, got some people from your family and your bloodline, like, that don't mind taking it there. Take you through that. They probably like to cut people. Your people probably like not, like they probably have guns, but I don't know. You probably cut people that was like, child, I got the munchies. I'm for Indian honey bun. But you probably cut for people that was good, like with that blade, like personal. I want to personally whip your ass. Like you gotta be in close range to attack somebody with a blade, and you gotta be efficient with it. You know. Some of you guys also have like Asian ancestry, though. You know, or something about samurai swords. That's crazy because like my great grandmother, she used to collect samurai swords all the time. So maybe you have somebody in your family that's like, I don't know, like your people could just love like knives. Like you could have had a pocket knife at some point. Something about knives is significant, like sharp knives. When you cook, you might be drawn to like the sharpest knife, like the fillet knives. The one where if you turn and you touch somebody, it's a wrap for them, baby. Somebody could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Aries. So it doesn't have to be. But you definitely come from intellectual people, is what they telling me. The Ace of Cups makes me feel like that the ancestral karma that you inherited in this lifetime was favor, protection. So with this, it's like God cherishes you. He's never gonna let you fall too deep into sin or worldly shit. You know? He cares about you too much to allow the enemy to misguide you for too long without it serving his purpose. Thank you, Jesus. That is so beautiful. It's like, when you think about his people, his children, if you read and you study, I'd be like, God, you are very generous. Like I don't know if I could have survived, like, sorry if it sounds bad because I'm eating. Y'all knew we gave BBW. Don't act, don't play. But anywho, you know how damn, forgot what I was gonna say. But it's like God has had a certain level of discipline over your life, put it that way. And I feel like it's one of the situations, like in the Bible, that's what I was talking about, boom. So I don't think I could have lasted during those times. I think a lot of us could identify with that. Like, the expectations, G.O. golly. G.O. golly, but it's like, yo, people, because they've been so long, they authentically, like, you come from like a sacred bloodline. And that's not even me gassing you, because if you came from bullshit, I would just tell you, like, you a rare breed, cuz, like, last of a dying breed, even. You one of one. And it would have been real. But I'm not finna sit here and tell you, like, if I see that you come from a bunch of winos and dweebs, bullies and shit, I would just tell you. And I'd be like, well, you different if you are. And if not, I'll tell you that too. So, but for y'all, I don't see that. I just feel like your people laid a good foundation to where it's like, they were so damn awesome. You understand what I'm saying? I'm so fucking awesome. I'm awesome. I'm so fucking awesome. 4 o'clock. So, yeah, definitely giving shit talkers. Some of you guys out, you could come from shorter people. But anywho, it's like that. It's like they lay down the foundation. So it's not that you should take advantage of it. Be like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to. No, God isn't gonna let you get too out of pocket. But that means it comes a certain level of discipline. So you type of person where you be like, damn, I could do this the wrong way, but I know God will use me as an example. You know? I'll be the one. It's that type of vibe. It's like, you could be the type of person where if you're not meant to be somewhere, you're not meant to be around somebody not meant to be around you. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you can't even get comfortable. Like, God will mess them up like that so quick. People can't mess with you either. Is what it's common given. So you inherited a certain level of protection. I say that all the time. A certain level of discipline in favor of God's life. But I feel like the life you inherited is more so like, how do I say it? It's like it's meant to set you up for success in the end. And you meant to like learn a lot of like lessons in this lifetime through emotional connections. As opposed to like, and if you really think about it, some of the stuff you actually been through, like, it's like you came out of a situation. Like, even if it, no matter how much, you probably scraped about it in a couple times. Put it that way. But it's so round, you just gonna slide up quicker than you would if it was just going straight into this deep ass, non-filtered ass abyss. This pond is back here. That's what I'm kind of picking up on when it comes to Ace of Cups. It's like, some people, they gotta take the hard way for real. They have to really have it. And that's not to say, it's not to invalidate your trauma, but it's like, you're meant to just be triggered just emotionally enough. Like, even when you went through like serious shit, you just probably, I don't know, it's like, because you got that warrior spirit, it's a lot of shit that you say you've been through that other people would be like, that would have like literally took me out completely. But you got through it. You know? You got through it. So it's like, and it's not just that you got through it, it's like the way you handle shit when you in it. Some stuff you don't realize it's as bad as it is until you say something. But Nine of Pentacles makes me think that where you're affected most in your life is more so with your career. Like, this ancestral karma that you have, like, it might be tied or linked to what you do for work, or it might contribute to a certain level of independence and reassurance that you have. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you were clear cognizant. So it's a lot of shit you just be doing and you don't know how you know it. But it's just, some of you guys are old souls. You could be a reincarnate. But it feels like I was kind of picking up on a social experiment with this. It's like a controlled social experiment. It's like, I wonder would this spirit still find me under these circumstances? Or you always do. That's the thing. Like, you always go back to where, like, yo, I'm here back at 1. Yeah. That's Brian McKnight with his deadbeat ass. But anywho, it's like, even when it appears to be like I'm alone in this moment. It's like you seem to learn lessons pretty quickly because you remember, like, God is real. God is real. It's like no matter what. It's like being in like a Black Mirror episode where you just know it's something else. It's a higher power controlling the thing. So it's like I can't fear death no more. I can't fear the end if I know I've been here before. I can't fear like it's like an energy of I can't fear judgment. With this Nine of Pentacles, it makes me think that a lot of you guys, you just have certain wisdom because she's talking to this bird. You also have a connection with animals. Like, you could have a lot of people, like what they say, familiars, but for other you guys, you could just have like visits. Like, you might notice that in your life, like, you get a lot of signs and synchronicities. It's like a game. Life in itself could feel like a game to you. Like the way it's structured. Because it really is. It's a controlled experiment. It's like entertainment for this bird. I can imagine it's not the most comfortable thing the first time you hit the bottom of this cup going straight down. But then you learn how to fly. And then you realize that it's just one cup. You could choose to keep going in and out this cup, or you could just float around. You can fly. You can swim. But it's the practice of dealing with the cup and straight hitting the bottom that teaches you. It's like a safety measure. It's like taking the training wheels off. I feel like the ancestral karma that you like that you gonna notice in your lifetime is that it's like life is like leveling up. Every time you learn to listen, you just grow, you advance in life. Things just are blessed. They come onto you, and it's like you feel very abundant. It's like that. You get like that. You can literally request things or ask for things, and then it just pop up. It just feels like things in your life feel. How do I say this? Like, almost like organically set up for you to succeed. As long as you realize it's a game. That's kind of how you look like at life. And some people say they think like that, but I'm hearing y'all don't really hear me. Y'all just want to dance. It's that type of vibe. Like, people really don't get that. Some people really be like, and at some point you probably was this person trying to like X out your character, but you're not in control of like the whole machine. It's like giving that, like, you probably identify with being in multiple places at one time. Sometimes it might be hard for you to recount what actually happened because you probably remember different scenarios in the same setting. But I say that I always say, like, the Nine of Pentacles, how you'll notice this karma play out in your life, it just feels like that you have a certain level of wisdom, you have a certain level of like ask and answer type of spirit or energy about you. The Four of Wands makes me feel like that this is your, it's like the house. You know how they back in the Bible they said the house of the house of But it feels like something that was like, I'm going to look out for like, yeah, for the rest of you. It's like that. It's like, or this generation, it's like how it was promised to David that Christ would be part of his house. It's that. It's like everybody that comes from you, like, this is what I have for you. This generation's down, this is what you're gonna be, this is who you're gonna become. It's like it was a promise, it was a covenant made between God and an ancestor. The Ace of Wands, that makes me think like how you should carry this is like with honor. Don't take advantage of it. Use it to do something. Use it to make a difference. And also, like, don't be afraid. Like, if the Lord is for you, who can be against you? You understand what I'm saying? The Ace of Wands just feels like you should be like Samuel. Like, you shouldn't be afraid of anything. You should be, just know, like, whatever, or John the Baptist, you should be literally just firm in it. Like, whatsoever happen is for the greater good. It's to get God's message across. And I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to serve. It's like even that. Some of your people in your bloodline could have been military. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, you'll use this to, like, give messages to other people. Like, you probably pop in and out of environments. You probably meant to be a certain space in certain areas around certain people for certain time to teach them certain things. and then things just switch around. You always end up leveling up and going somewhere else when you're not needed in a certain environment no more. Queen of Cups. I think that with this Queen of Cups, I think that you should also take it. How do I say this? Like, don't be the person that just asks for a bunch of material and stupid shit, and you see the world is going to shit, and you have this ability to make a difference. Like, you know, like make a difference one step at a time through the people that you meet. Make a difference through your actions and your impact and your influence of others. Like, do something with that. Do something with your gifts and your abilities, and make sure that you pass on certain teachings and like lessons so that your kids have a better, like an easier time. So they're not feeling so limited all the time, like to the cup. They know the cup is there for safety, but they're excited about taking off the training wheels. Not they never want to learn. You know? What you don't see coming, like the karma that you'll leave, like future generations, your descendants. Certainly a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom, a lot of spiritual gifts. I feel like your kids are going to be highly, like spiritually gifted. Highly. And they might be born on different phases of the moon where it's like some crazy going on. You understand what I'm saying? Or born in like, some of you guys are not gonna hold you. It's gonna be at a later age for a lot of you guys. You know? But anywho, or I feel like you're gonna live long enough to see, if it's not that you have kids at a young age, it's gonna be like you're gonna live so long that your kids, you're gonna be able to see quite a few generations of like your lineage. They will physically know you, and they will remember certain things, like you showing them things and the way you move it. It all makes sense. It's like you always leave clues. Yeah, people before you, they probably, I'm hearing I am medical and my therapist ain't doing it right. Somebody named be Tommy. But you could have like people that wasn't the generation before you, they was not wrapped too tight. They was not doing it right. They was just being crazy, young, wild, and free. You understand what I'm saying? Like choosing to do nothing. I heard nothing. Like the conch shell, nothing. They didn't believe in the conch shell, so they didn't get the blessings. So it's this is something that a lot of people in your family have, but sometimes they be envious because they see it working for you, but they were given these same, like, they just had to have trust and faith. And I feel like that's how you meant to be as well. To be somebody, no matter what the world, what's going on in the world and what's popular or what X, Y, and Z, knowing where your faith lies and having like a firm belief, that's the best way you can do it. And I feel like you're going to teach that to your kids as well. Because literally they just sit and wait on the conch shell, and literally a whole picnic arrived for them on that SpongeBob episode, the conch shell one. And the Wheel of Fortune is like, you'll leave them abundance, you know, because you've been engaged on the sheet code. So like all you have to do is believe, and you have to follow instructions, lead by example. It just feels like your kids will know how to like navigate life better without feeling like victims to it, put it that way. So join me in the extended, where we're going to be talking about, you know, the generational curses that you're going to break in this lifetime. But this is the ancestral karma that you have. It's not to say that you have not went through any trials. I'll kind of pick up on that energy. It's not to say that you never will. Life will come with certain challenges, but again, like, it's just a test. You know, it's kind of like to remind yourself and God why you're still in this utopia and this sacred thing, because even it's like your love and your loyalty will be tested in this lifetime. So check me out in the extended, where we talk about the generational curses that you're meant to break in this lifetime. You know, that might pertain to some challenges that you might experience with your family, or just generally speaking in life. Okay. With that being said, we're gonna move on to the next poem.
My black is bold. My black is brilliant. My black is resilient, sacred, creative, and powerful beyond measure. This 100th anniversary of Black History Month, is about honoring where we come from, how we've survived, and the legacy we continue to build every day, because Black history isn't just phenomenal, it's alive in us. In celebration, I'm offering 26% off.
Okay, what's good, pile number 2? Shakir Key, your favorite psycho 2. The chapter ministry back with another trick for production. Okay, guys, so what I was kind of picking up on, like for this reading, we talking about, like, when we talk about ancestral karma, I'm talking about things that, you know, you might have inherited, like whether it's favor or judgment. You know, when it comes to generational curses, that's a different topic, and we're talking about that, like, in extended, the generational curses that you're set to break in this lifetime. So that might be more, I want to say, in alignment with what you guys are looking for, because some of you guys might be thinking that this is good, that's type of reading. You know, that's going to be an extended. But I do offer free trial for those of you interested in that. But in this reading, just to give you guys an itinerary, we're talking about, like, in this life, like, if you feel like, damn, every time I look up it's something, and you feel like your family is under judgment, like it was a witch dancing around some candles 3 years ago in the hood trying to catch your bloodline, you feel like that's you, or the latter, like, no matter what I go through, no matter how far I fall, I always end up feeling blessed, or, you know, what, regardless of what it is, we're gonna talk about that, you know. So anywho, let's just dig into your reading. The Magician makes me feel like that you come from, like, for a lot of you guys, not gonna hold you, like, practitioners. And I feel like it wasn't secret either. So either this is like you guys are Creole, you know, so you know, like, yeah, that makes sense, or like Caribbean, so it's like, yeah, that makes sense, you know. Or let's just say this, like, literally you could come from people that it wasn't a secret, y'all beliefs, you know, and how y'all did things. Like, y'all probably come from people that literally profited off their gifts and stuff. Like, he's giving, you know, Santeria or Ifa, or even like hoodoo, or even some of you guys voodoo. It's giving literally, like, I heard call a spade. So you probably had readers in your family that use, like, whether you know it or not, they use cards, like regular playing cards, to, like, read cards, you know, which I've done before, but it's not my favorite thing. I like pictures, honey. But for some of you guys, your people had the basics, and it might be on host, they were able to, like, that they probably didn't believe a lot in, like, having all the elements to do something. I don't know nothing about that, but something about having earth, wind, air, and fire. That sounds like some avatar shit to me, but that's what they talking about. And it's like some, like, I don't know. You come from people that, I don't know, some they showed me like a cow's tongue. Your people probably got, like, seen for, like, their spiritual practices, and y'all probably, like, use, like, cow tongue in y'all practices to, like, shut certain people up or something like that. I feel like also it's like you come from people that were, like, it's giving witches and warlocks. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, practitioners, spiritualists, it's giving it, like, blood and prayer. Like, this is something that's been normal, you know, in your bloodline. Put it that way. Whether you gotta try that or not, that's your bloodline. This is either your pal or it's not. For those of you who picked this, I'm not projecting it because I got a totally different energy for another pal. This is just literally what I'm picking up on for you guys. Like, y'all come from people that literally, they understand. Some of them, like, might have probably, like, been collectors of, like, horror things or certain things that, I don't know, some people might be scared of, but they not. Like, put it that way. Anywho, the Nine of Swords makes you feel like the ancestral karma that you're hearing in this lifetime. I'm not gonna hold you. It is like a tech. Like, the crazy thing is, when I started this reading, I was talking about, you think it's a witch in the woods? Or something like that. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, there were some people in your bloodline that just drive with store magic places for every minor inconvenience, and that shit was crippling. Like, I feel like your people was terrifying. You do have some people in your bloodline. It's not to say that your life is gonna be horrible, but you do have a couple people in your bloodline that Well, cutthroat. Like, you got this motherfucker tweaked out, or he can't be a father to his kids no more, and all this, girl, because he broke your heart, and he really cursed his whole lineage. So it's like, okay, well, it's not to say that karma works in the same way where it's like, you do something to me, something happens to you. That's not necessarily karma, but I just feel like you have some people in your bloodline that were like that. So you have to be cognizant of having the energy yourself. When I think of karma, I think about something that is inherited, as opposed to something that's like I feel like it's more prophecy when I think of karma than I think it's consequence. If that makes sense. For a lot of you guys, I say that out to say, like, a lot of your life is prophecy, and some of it is just consequence. You have to know the difference, before you react to certain things. I'm not gonna lie, you guys are meant to have like very vivid visions and dreams, but I feel like you guys might have also like had the gift of the sight. Like, kids might be drawn to you like childlike spirits, or you might like have a very vivid, like, I don't know, like, you can see. That's all you're telling me, is like you can actually see. Some of you guys, the ironic part is that you might not visibly have the best eyes, if that makes sense. Like, you might wear glasses, but when I talk about seeing, you know exactly what I mean. And you probably don't need stuff. Like the whole extra, like, it's probably, you're not performative spiritualist. It probably bothers you that some shit is like mainstream now, because you probably feel like it's watered down or it's not authentic. The Nine of Swords makes you think that the ancestral karma that you're inheriting in this lifetime is more so for some of you guys. It's like a certain level of like judgment to what you do with the gifts. Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of people in your family who are gifted, but they do shit to be mean. So your family could throw magic at each other. Like, it's like, that's counterintuitive. Like, or your family could be, they could, how do I say this? The vanity of like some of your people is that they were more concerned with worshiping themselves than like their spiritual backing. And I feel like for you guys, like, your family that have passed on, they don't want you to make some of the same mistakes as well, because they may have, like, how do I say this? I'm not getting silly. Like, it's kind of getting weak in the bloodline. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, you probably got some weak, like, some, I don't know. Like, I can't explain it, but some of you guys got some sorry ass, like, ancestors. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I feel like in the past life as well, you might not have always been as responsible. So for a lot of you guys, you have a conscience real bad in this lifetime. Like, you just don't understand people could even get to the point where they could do certain things. It don't even cross your mind the shit people be thinking. Like, the extent people will go to do edit it up. Not even a lot too. It's also like this energy surrounding, like, you might feel picked on or ridiculed, but this might be as a result of like a spiritual practice. Y'all could be like open about it. You know what I'm saying? And you might experience like people in your family that act like they not in the crowd. They might not even know that they're doing certain things. Like, them be like the married in people. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, you so Christian, but da-da-da-da. But it's something like that. Like, your family could be all for one and one for all. Like, as opposed to like in a selfish sense, not in like a group sense. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like in your lifetime, like, the karma that you inherited is like, you sick of that. It bothers you. You understand what I'm saying? The Nine of Swords makes me think that the ancestral karma that you incur, it also will be like, I'm not gonna hold you, like, many of your family could literally like pass away early, or they could be feminized. So this is something that you're experiencing, like, either maybe you struggle with suicidal thoughts, maybe you struggle with gender phobia, maybe you struggle with like fluidity. I feel like that's something you might have a masculine energy in your family that's really like, how do I say this? Like, it's like having some homophobic people in your family. I'm telling you, them the gayest ones. I'm telling you, like, more gay than you could possibly be. That's somebody's storyline. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. It's like you might have people in your family. Like, it don't matter if you're a woman or a man, because it's some black women that are so super homophobic, but they look at the gay thing as a phase, and they don't realize that it's some people out there that are genuinely straight. Being gay is not a phase. That's who you are. That's who you are. It's giving that, like, you come from gender fluid people. So if anybody try to act like they don't understand, it's more so they don't understand, like, your liberation from the ideology of what people could, like, you have, like, Prince DNA, like, and you understand what I'm saying, as an example. But it's also like royalty. So, like, you might come from literal high priests or Babylons or whatever their name is, like, you might come from those type of people, but it's like, even if you grew up in the church, this is still witchcraft. They gossiping all the time. It's still witchcraft. They praying against people. I pray to rebuke you. Like, it's people that say shit to kids and stuff like that. So you probably grew up in that type of family. And it's like, when you look at it, you be like, y'all are practicing. Y'all either acting like y'all not, but y'all, or it's like it's loud and it's proud. Like, you saw certain things growing up and it was just normal. Or it's like, if you just see it growing up, you just know where your people come from, so you know how them people are in that area. It's like, you got ancestors from Haiti, it don't have to be explained to you that you got some people in your family that practice. Like, and if you got people from New Orleans or Louisiana, it don't matter what y'all live in now, you can't expect that nobody in your family ever, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so somebody was practicing. It's just some certain areas where you just know, you know? But that's the vibe. The three of cups makes me think that your bloodline chose you more so. Like, it might be something that y'all do strategically. Like, I don't know how to explain it. This would be like they speak at things over you when you're in a baby in the womb or whatever, or like y'all might take baby showers, really, like birthing ceremonies or homegoing ceremonies. Like, it's intentional that, like, I don't know. It's like, for me, it feels like a funeral. Like, y'all probably do things to keep, like, ancestral veneration. I feel like something like that could be significant. Like, I feel like somebody's offerings to you manifested in, like, your life this time. Or somebody's offerings to ancestors that had your similarities. Like, they keep telling me somebody here has gender fluidity. And then they're still playing Batty Boy, Sweet Face Killer, and that's the on the beat, but the beat gets to go. They're still playing it in my mind's eye. Like, still playing it. Then again, that song go hard, so that could just be consequence. As opposed to what was I speaking up on? Coincidence. That was more so a consequence situation. Could be a coincidence, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know for a fact that's been something I've been constantly listening to. But I know I'm getting it for a reason at the same time. With infinite codes, like, I feel like that it was determined for you when you was like, I feel like I could see somebody in your bloodline in the past venerating an ancestor that has passed on. But this person here, they might not have expressed themselves the way they would have liked, or they could have, but maybe they wasn't known. Like, let's just say somebody, you know how it is, people be gay or queer. They tend to water that down and forget to tell that part of the story when they talk about people. You know, some people be married to women or married to men in their life, but they tend to water down, like, certain facts. For some reason, people try to dilute or change history. People pass away. Like, I don't know how people do that. If that person lived their life as a woman, why would you bury them as a man? If they live in life as a man, why would you bury them as a woman? It don't make sense to me, personally. And you might have come from a culture or like a spirituality where two spirited people exist, you know? You might be gender, like, ambiguous. Even if you're not gender fluid, you might have a look about you where maybe your kids, people can't tell if they was girls or boys when they was born. Maybe you couldn't tell, you know? And it's not in, like, a bad way. It's more so, like, in a avant-garde, like, really beautiful way. Like, Willow Smith, for instance. She's, like, gender, like, fluid looking. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's the vibe I'm trying to pick it up on, just to give y'all an example. And she's absolutely gorgeous. It's that. Okay, so that gives you something you identify with, or somebody that is your bloodline was this person. And I feel like that by them venerating that person, honoring that person, was they just so intentionally knowing this person's background or not, just honoring the people that came before them, I feel like it's helped you live the life you have today. I also feel like for others of you guys, this is more so like the latter. Like, I don't know about other religions and spiritual practices, but this would be like if somebody was taking something to do with like dead people and like doing like rituals at funerals, like celebrating, you know, and it's like, it's almost like an altar, but it's like a celebration of some sort. It's like, it's just, I don't know why I'm getting like a funeral energy with this Three of Cups. I feel like this was determined to you, like when somebody passed on, like they'll be back, or it's like something like that. Like that was prophesized over your life, like forever ago. You're an old spirit, put it that way. Or this could be yourself, like in so many different lifetimes. You could, somebody here is making sure they come back around. Something like that could be significant. I don't know what we talk about Three of Cups, but this is where y'all deal. I'm just telling you guys the energy. Because I can't, like, they're showing me what I see what I see, but I don't know what I'm looking at because I don't know the practice. I just see what I see. You know, but I feel like it's because it's supposed to be private information. It's not supposed to be something that anybody, and that's you probably like, that's the point. That's how it's supposed to be. Because it's probably people that's giving like misinformation. You would have felt obligated to give like valid advice regarding like, this is genuinely what this is supposed to look like. I don't know what you over there doing with that, but that did nothing. Or it don't take all of that. It don't take glitter in your practices. Like, you probably get genuinely upset with certain stuff. But as an example, no shade to those who use glitter. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you might have felt like some of you guys, you feel called, or you felt called, like, I have to just clear up some discrepancies. If the fact that I can't, like, understand certain things, you probably feel like that's done with intent to keep certain people from having certain knowledge. Like, it's a good thing that some stuff just isn't disclosed. Put it that way. I don't know what that's about, but anyhow, we're gonna move on with that shit throughout your spread. The 5 of Wands makes me think that your ancestral karma is like, it's going to affect you most of life when it comes to joint pain. Not going to hold you. Also, ridicule. For some of you guys, these are like the rainbow colors. Somebody here really is either gay or trans for this pal. And if it's not that, it's more so like you're going to have to constantly deal with like conflict from people that are the same gender as you in this lifetime. And also like people with the same DNA, because it's a DNA change too. Like your family, like, that's what affects you the most, because you trying to like not be a part of this conflict, and they people trying to force you into shit. And it's like, if I get involved, it's I don't even want to hype y'all up, because depending on what it is, you probably don't need to just be thinking about fighting these people in the first place. You know, it's just weird. You probably come from people that, I don't know, like I was talking to my trainer for my job. He was telling me how his mom used to practice. She was practicing witchcraft on him when he was a baby. It almost was like a miscarriage, because she was trying to get back at the dad. Like, why would you do it to an unborn child? He told me he didn't be cut in the face by a chainsaw, all types of shit. So it's like really seeing and being a part of some crazy cuckoo bird ass shit. Like, and it's like, where it affects you most in your life is, I feel like you meant to bring order. They're showing me Eric Mays. Y'all better listen. Y'all want to have 5-minute recess? Well, y'all better listen. That's what it's giving to me. But overall, I think that this is going to affect you most in your life, in a sense where you're meant to be somebody that is unapologetic. Like, you might have the energy. Like, I'm not going to be sitting here living my life in lowercase for nobody. Like, please, F that. You know, I feel like that's just you. Like, you just are meant to shake the table. And I feel like you're the type of person where what you'll notice in your life is that you might not, some people might meant to get close to you because you'll be trying to help them out and teach them some shit they don't need to know. So put it that way. You might actually be a loner, you know, or it might be this energy where you might not deal with your family at all. Like, that's where you might notice the karma right off, period, because you might literally be rebuking your own blood because you connected to certain people. Not gonna hold you. The sun card makes me think that Again, this is a very specific power for you guys to tap in. But God chose you because I feel like he was looking out for your people, because he's saying, like, y'all not being productive with these gifts. Not even gonna hold you. Not saying you, but I'm talking about collectively for your bloodline. A lot of them motherfuck shit. Like, and it's almost like you the lamb of the situation, the lamb of the family. And I can only use biblical references, but it's like, for me, you guys might see yourself in the story of Christ, where it's like, is you throughout doing the right things and being crucified for it, just trying to help. It's not like as an idea for some of you guys. That might be something that, you know, if you was to get to know Christ more, you'd probably be like, damn, I see. And I'm not trying to convert y'all. I'm just saying, like, you might see, like, damn, I see. I kind of look at it from a different perspective, because I feel like its interpretation is gonna find you. Put it that way. So just be open to the interpretation of the message when it comes to his story particularly, and who Christ is. With that being said, you've been chosen for your bloodline out of grace. Like, somebody gotta give a damn. The only reason I say this is because when I think of the son, that's what I think of. Some of you guys might associate the son with something else or someone else, but whoever that is to you, you know, the son, right? It feels like somebody walked so you could crawl in the spirit. Put it that way. That's basically what it is. That's why he was chosen. How you should carry the karma is more so like, except that it's a heavy load, more so like, you don't expect something out of people that you're not gonna get. Some people just are at a certain point in their life where they just committed to understanding everybody. They commit to being difficult. But, you know, it's like, you don't have to force your ideology, but you can make a difference one step at a time. And just by being who you are, not giving a shit. You know? Because this tendency always makes you think that you will be dealing with, like, people just come and attack you or hate on you. It might be hard to, like, say, damn, I have my chosen family, but the family I was born into, they alive, but they did to me. They might say it's stressful to even, like, and maybe if that's the situation, it's just the situation. You know, it's like, how you gonna look at it? Like, you can be happy, you can mourn about barely escaping, or you can rejoice in getting away. Put it that way. The Page of Cups makes me feel like that with the Ten of Wands, the karma you lead to your kids is you teach them how to work hard, and you might become the type of parent, or you might have kids that don't relate to you by first say, but like if you have a house, or if you're homosexual, like your kids might not be biological, put it that way. They could be, but they might not be. But I feel like some of you guys, you won't have descendants because you won't have kids. You can't have kids. You don't want to have kids. But for a lot of you guys, like for those of you who do it ahead of, you won't teach certain people certain things. Like you might gatekeep certain stuff based on certain people's personalities. So you might choose to select people from your bloodline that you want to teach things to, and you'll gradually make a difference. You know, it's also like an energy of like, this page of cups make me think that your bloodline will learn how to be more imaginative and open-minded. There will be some people in your family that will come to a turning point. It might take them forever, because it's based off ideologies that don't make sense. Like, that they can't even really explain why it bothers them so bad. It just does. But that's basically what I'm picking up on for you guys to tap into this power when it comes to like your ancestral karma. Check me out in the extended. We're going to talk about the generational curses that you're meant to break in this lifetime. But yeah, with that being said, this will be a reading. I love you guys to put it back and right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Alright, baby K, so today we're talking about on YouTube, like the ancestral karma you've inherited. Like, basically, is this a good trip or a bad trip, right? But if you're looking for generation curses, that's what we're talking about in the extended on Patreon. I do offer a free trial. We're talking about the generation curses that you're going to break in this lifetime over there. Over here, we're talking about basically, you know, what's in store. Like, it's like the theme of life, like, for you, basically, as it pertains to people that came before you, you know? Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you need to come from people who, how do I say this? Like, possibly believed in a lot of feminine deities, or they could have been natural, very seductive, very all about like feminine energy. So I noticed the Ankh is centered around like feminine energy and like creation and things of that nature. Like you come from people who have a deep reverence for like women. You might even come from like some of you guys, some lesbians, but it doesn't have to be that to have a reference for women. It's just some of you guys like to see that as well. But just very passionate, very beautiful, very creative, very talented people. You come from individuals that also like they did glamour magic or something like that. Like people in your past, like your ancestors, they're really good at seducing and sweet to people. Like you come from very beautiful people, put it there, with like very attractive individuals. You know, like that's just what it is. Like y'all babies are always cute. You know, it's like people want to, I don't know, I hate to treat y'all like a breeding cattle or something like that. People kind of treat y'all bloodline like that. Like, it's like superior genes, if that makes sense. 81st Dilly better get you one of these, is what they saying. It's like, you come from people that might be like very, how do I say this? Like either like that y'all have a lot of girls in y'all family, like women, or you come from like an ancestry where it's like girls are spoiled or treated a certain type of way. It's like I can't take no less than princess treatment. Like that's not even an option. You gotta go. It's like either you go. It's like a woman is feeling like either you go like worship the ground I walk on, or you go walk somewhere else, you know, or watch you walk somewhere else. Put it that way. That's kind of like the energy I'm picking up on for this power. Like the people that came before you, like that's the type of people you come from. So if you find yourself taking fuck shit in this lifetime, girl, are you letting your ancestors down? Boy, are you tripping? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't come from baby steppers. You come from like run it up. First you get that heavy, first you get that break, get the head and leave. Period. Like I'm not gonna I'm joking with that part, but it's giving that lucky. Like it's giving that. It's giving like you come from people that just understood the value of feminine energy and they knew how to play the game. You probably come from people like some of you guys could be from Detroit or like Atlanta, Chicago, or something like that, or maybe like Nigeria, because I know you know how they tip the bride. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of money, as long as she's upset, she's not pleased, and you gotta keep spending money until she's happy. Yes. It's that, like, it's something about where women are appreciated. You understand what I'm saying? That, like, you might feel like you have the most beautiful people in your culture, you know. Some of you guys, you could be Hispanic, like if you're Mexican, for instance. It's like that. That makes sense, because Mexican men like terrible women. But something like that could be significant. Where family is important, or like beautiful. You're beautiful. Put it that way. The Seven of Pentacles makes you think that the ancestral karma that you inherit in this lifetime, though, it's literally like kind of money, like stability. It's like deeper than ancestry. It's like you probably was left things like, or maybe you know the game. Put it that way. Like you got like expensive taste, really expensive taste. I feel like for a lot of you guys, that's inherited. Like you might really see yourself in Egyptian, like Kemetic science. You might identify with that. Or some of you guys like spiritual practices, because it feels like I don't know who I heard Anubis, and I'm seeing these 2 dogs, and I'm seeing this lion thing. So I don't know who that is or what it looks like, but that's the name that I got, and I'm honing in on particularly these 2 dogs and the 10 of Pentacles. And something like that could be significant. It feels like that. Excuse me, I know I'm like sniffing, but I'm not feeling the best. It's like this 10 of Pentacles. You think that you guys, the ancestral karma that you inherited is more so like riches, expensive taste, and like this energy of never settling. You know, hard work too. 8 of Pentacles makes me think that your bloodline chose you because it's more so like anybody in their bloodline, they just feel like deserves the best, you know, and it just feels like that somebody worked really, really hard so that somebody didn't have to, or like to teach people how not to, you know, like that's kind of why your bloodline chose you. Or it's like energy surrounding if your family, they had to choose they want, especially if you're a woman choosing this power, or even if you're a man, if you have a lot of women in your family, like they was like, oh yes, we needed this. Somebody gotta send this to the next generation. Or it's like if you're a woman, it's like of course they wanted a girl. It's like Cash Doll, she loved her son, but she wanted her baby girl. You understand what I'm saying? Something like that could be significant for you all. It makes me think that with this iron thing, this makes me think of iron sharpening iron, and I feel like that your bloodline, they may have like selected you because it's like a vibe surrounding like when you win, I win. Like I feel like that your ancestry particularly is like, how do I say this? Like they wouldn't want nobody, you know what I'm saying, on the altar with them that ain't had their way in their life. You know, like we all big flexers. People you come from, big flexers, big time, like big shit talkers, you know, but got a right to type shit, you know. Ace of Swords makes me think that they chose you because it's more so like they feel like it's your birthright, you know. The Empress makes me think that this is your plight because, yeah, it's almost like it is kind of your birthright. You just, I don't know. I don't think I'm not picking up on no bad energy, so it's no reason for me to like go too deep into why. It's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not that. I'm not gonna say it's not that deep. It's just more so like, come from luxury and it's gonna always be that way. Sucks to suck for other people, but you know, you're just meant to have more, the finer things in this life. You know, the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups make you feel like that like how your karma's gonna impact the future generations. They're gonna be the same way. You're not even gonna procreate with somebody that don't get it, you know, period. So it just makes sense. So that being said, check me out for an extended. We're gonna talk about your generational curses, you know. That's gonna be posted at some point this week, because yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna post this like today. I know it might be at the latest it'll be posted tomorrow. I'll put it that way. By the time you guys see it, a lot of you guys, it will be posted. But if it is, it'll be below in the description box. So check me out there. But yeah, this should be a reading. Love you guys. Out to the moon and back and around the whole social. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.